Welcome to a new episode of Entitled Parents by Talesquare, where we dive into tales of parents who believe the world revolves around them. Up next, Dad versus Siblings. Who's gonna win the battle? Dad versus Siblings. Who will win the battle ahead? Time for another story. Since my life is already messed up, this is about my stepdad and his influence on my life, and my brother's life too, and what the current situation is. The current situation is all right at best. He's there, he's supportive, he actually loves us, and is there for big events, all the good things. So what the heck is wrong then? Well, for one, my mom gets irritable when he's not there to comfort her. She yells more and gets upset at the tiniest things. Sometimes I'll walk into the room to ask her a question, and she'll be on her phone, and she'll answer, "What?" with a very irritated look on her face and annoyance in her voice. But again, this is kind of thing for everyone, as when she's doing something and someone calls, she gets annoyed. She doesn't like being bothered very much, and when we don't bother her, we don't love her, blah blah blah. He actually makes her calm down by sitting/standing/laying there and doing nothing to intervene. He agrees with everything my mom says about punishments and whatever. My mom and he are not married, keep that in mind. She'll be upset about something and go directly to him, and he'll agree off the bat without even knowing what had happened first. It's really annoying and it irritates me and my brother to no end. We even try to avoid messing up to make sure she doesn't go off on us. But that doesn't go exactly as planned sometimes, because something as easy as eating at a different time than when you're supposed to, as an example, can set her off fast. But they get to eat whenever they want, so I don't know. He's acting like our father, which I wouldn't really mind, but it's just like he's just there to exist. My mom says, "That's your dad," and stuff, and like, I get you want us to have a father in our lives, but they'll tell us to do something. And if we don't do it the second he finishes his sentence, we're automatically in trouble. And you can't do anything with him that will be like, "Don't tell mom, haha." Because as soon as you're out of sight, he's texting her. I went to work, and I ate ice cream for breakfast because that's what I wanted. And as soon as my mom picked me up from work, she fussed at me for 2 days. Over a small tub of ice cream, which I bought for me to eat because he said something. He could have stayed quiet, but no, couldn't do that. Then there's the illegal part. My mom was doing fine before this. She had a little alcohol sometimes, but she was never irresponsible. And she isn't irresponsible now with alcohol. But I still am wary because I don't want her dying from going out drunk. But my father brought weed into the household, and since then, it's been a smoking field. Now, you might be wondering, well, maybe that's not that bad. They're adults and it's legal in their state, right? No, it isn't. For medical use like CBD and other things, yes. Recreational use of marijuana is illegal where I live, which is what they're doing. They'll always have a bag on him and roll it up. And it's pretty much as banned from media says, puff puff pass. I hate this because, first, my brother cannot be inhaling smoke. We'll be in the car, and my dad would pull out a blunt and start sharing with mom, and the smoke comes into the backseat. My brother and I have asthma, he has full on, and I have acute. When we laugh too hard, for example, we wheeze, but his is much worse than mine, and he's used an inhaler in the past. Technically still needs it now, but he hasn't used one in a very long time, and inhaling the smoke makes us sick and cough. Second, it's literally illegal. People lace some stuff with fentanyl, and I don't want my mom dying, obviously, because she made the decision to get high. I don't want anyone dying. That's bad. Third, accusations of trying to get high. Now, I go and check on my mom all the time. Usually, I walk where she is and ask, "You need anything, you good?" I don't invade her privacy, as that's wrong, but I don't expect the same in return because there's no such thing as privacy in this house. But since my mom has been smoking the pack, whenever we go outside to check on her, she smokes in the car all the time. It's the routine each weekend. She or dad say something like, "You just wanted to see what we're doing," or "You just wanted to get high with us." No, we don't. We want to check on our mom to make sure she's still breathing. The heck? Fourth, I believe that this has influenced her to smoke because before this, she never did this. And I feel as if it was brought to her. Mom even says that if we tell our grandma, she's gonna kill us. Grandma already knows because I'm close with her, and she is very disappointed in her daughter doing illegal stuff, and even said that she won't bail her out because she knew what she was doing when she did it. I'll help her if she doesn't do wrong. But if she does wrong, she's staying in jail. It makes me worried because what if more drugs become involved? Now we get to food. Now, we've had food debacles before, and my mom makes chili sometimes for the family to eat. Keep this keyword in your brain. Now, dad is a chili fanatic and will eat it any chance he gets. When my mom makes it, he gets a lot. Okay, that's normal. He gets like 2 bowls before being full, and that's fine, sure. But when you go eat some chili for lunch and you see the entire container in the sink and him eating it in a bowl, you get a little upset because it's for the entire family. One day, I said to him, I was planning on eating more chili, and he replied with, "I kid you not, she made this for me because it's my favorite." What the heck? She clearly stated that the food is for everyone to eat, And my mom hasn't made chili since then because you make such a fuss about everything, although some more can be made. No, it can't. We're broke and can't buy more materials to make more chili. Duh. And then comes him taking stuff that's clearly ours. And we're not allowed to accuse him of stealing or moving things because it's either the kids or the kids. The answer is always kids, because that's what she thinks. I had a soda. I don't remember giving him permission to drink it, and he drank it. I was obviously upset because it's mine. I told Mom this, and she was like, it can be replaced, and I said, yeah, I know, but it would have been cool if he asked first before just drinking it. And she says, well, he didn't know it was yours. And I said, he could have asked to figure out who it was, asked the specific person, and if they say yes, then yes. If no, that's it. Simple. How would he know to ask? What the heck? He's a grown man. It's literally common courtesy to ask for stuff. I went back and forth with my mom about this until I had a mental breakdown because she made me feel dumb, and it felt as if she wasn't listening to me. Eventually, I caved and just let her have her way because I knew I wasn't gonna win. Then my brother comes into my room a week later and asks, hey, did you eat my noodles? And I say, no. I then remember seeing my dad eating noodles in the bed, and I said, well, Dad ate some noodles? Oh, and my brother was pissed. Here's the thing. My brother had spicy beef and cheese noodles, 2 different packages of course, and it was sitting on the table, and both packages were already open since he tried one of each some days before that. This man walked into the kitchen and saw the spicy beef, took it, didn't use the packets because he doesn't like spicy food, and ate it. Did he ask my bro? Hell no. Then he tried to put it where it looked like it was untouched and that he never ate it, but with closer inspection, there's clearly a thing of noodles missing. We couldn't tell Mom because we know exactly what she's gonna say. I'm done with this stuff. I'm going to bed. I'll update my parental situation on moving out eventually. Stay tuned, people. God, I need sleep. My mom is entitled towards me and my dad. My mom, 40F, is entitled. We spend lots of money to make her happy just for her to say she does all the work in the house. Not everything is done by me, but I should be able to have an opinion since I do a fair share of it. Maybe about 30%, but she has taken it too far these past 4 years since COVID. I got to see parts of her that I would never see if I could go back to school. I saw 4 phases. Narcissist that brags about how people always see her as mean, spoiled. Men don't have periods, so they shouldn't be able to complain. Everyone else needs to do more exercise with the exception of me and me only. Currently, I'm at stage 5, and my dad and I talk about her, and how it's getting worse every day. She has to get surgery to stop her from having periods, forgot the name, and that hasn't stopped her from bragging to every relative that she is going to get her surgery. And after her surgery, she will be in bed for 6 months, meaning the toll will be on my dad and me doing all the housework, and my sister, who has been taught every awful thing by Mom, will not be helping because she's strong mentally, and all you need in life is that. As I recall last year, my mom and dad had a fight where he offered to take her and him out to eat, but he told her it was a bad idea because he just bought the groceries and his paycheck wasn't for another 3 days. They went out anyways, and being the entitled jerk that she was, she complained that he took her to the mall food court. He spent $67 Canadian for 2 people to have lunch and wasn't able to pay $140 for lunch at some weird hipster restaurant. I resent her for this, and fast forward 4 weeks, they go out again, and he asks for directions to the place, and she flat out lies and tells him the wrong street numbers, and they come home. They then fight at home, and she pulls me into her childish fight. Me and my dad need therapy. She doesn't need counseling, only my dad and I do. We also need to go to the gym to work out more, even though I'm perfectly fit and can do more than 8 times the average for push-ups. Even more so, I hadn't been fat for 2 years prior to that, and I need to work out more. She usually asks me if she does anything wrong when she lets me out of school to go to a store, and I say no always because it brings her pleasure knowing she's perfect, but next time she says something, I will confront her.